All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another round of Coffee and Questions. What's today's topic? Well, we're going to do two things. I'm going to use that plasma cutter again by Harbor Freight, the titanium, the 45 amp. I'm going to cut out something else, a big moon kind of a thing, decorative project for a friend that wanted me to do it, and we're going to test out these new carbide cutters. Now, on a lot of these plasma cut things that I do, it's hard to get into certain areas. Sometimes you got to use a hand file, yes. Sometimes you can use small, flap discs, on an air tool and different methods. But sometimes the areas are small. It'd be nice to be able to get in, clean things up quickly. Out at the club, a friend of mine suggested something off Amazon, and I went ahead and I ordered them, and I just got them last night. We're going to try them today, but they're 1/4-inch shank carbide cutters for cleaning up metal. So we'll try them. I'll give you my thoughts on them, and I'll always leave you the links below. Shade 5 glasses, links below. I mean, if you need a pair, they are better to use than just using, your MIG helmet or anything like that. So I'm going to generically set this up for 95 to 100 working pressure, like in the last video, 33 on the amperage. We'll get right to cutting. I'm going to do, like I said, I'll do a voiceover because between the compressor and the fan motor that runs inside of the unit, things get real loud. So, and then we'll demo this. Okay, so stick with me. I'll make it kind of short as we cut through it. After you watch me cut for a few minutes or more, it gets kind of boring. So I'll skip through a lot of it. We'll get right to the end. We'll test these cutters out. All right, folks, here we go. See you in a sec. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to turn the power on. Comes up. And bam, you get this error code, FO4. What does that mean? Well, if you look it up in the book, it's not enough pressure to the machine. So now I'm going to go over, I'm going to adjust the pressure, and you'll see it go away. Okay, once you're at 95 plus or 100, it goes away. It's set at 30 amps. Let's tweak it just a little bit here, 31, 32, 33. That'll give me 100% duty cycle. That's where I'm going to leave it. Okay, so I'm doing the voiceover because the compressor in the unit, the fan, it makes way too much noise. This is the project, but I wanted to point out something. I wanted you to look at the grounding clamp. I clean the surface real well, top and bottom, and make sure that your grounding clamp, after you clean, you clamp it on this part downward from the top. Okay, it gives you a little bit better ground. So all of these little things help you to have a better experience when you're doing these projects. Okay, back over to the project itself, and then I'm going to do a little bit of demo here on the cutting. It's kind of fun, actually. I mean, if you've got some scrap sheet metal laying around. All right, I clean the tip off real good. I make sure it's clean, including the, the shield, the drag tip. And then I use, an anti-splatter spray. I'll talk to you about that later. And you'll see me, I'm going to spray the tip, the shield. That keeps all of the slag and all that other junk off of it. Sometimes I put a little bit on the project because it keeps the splatter from sticking to the surrounding areas too, whether you're MIG welding or whether you're plasma cutting. Okay, so here are the completed projects. You got these Kokopelli characters. Got two over to the left. I got the moon with the one hanging from the tip of the moon. I'll use a 4.5-inch angle grinder, like 36 grit, 40 grit. I'll clean all these surfaces up on the front and back. And then I'm going to wait, and I'm going to try to find a better, kind of a carbide, like I said, tungsten burr that'll fit, in that die grinder. And I'll try to clean up the internal parts of all these cuts with it. As soon as I find something, I'll let you know. But this was a completed project for the day. All right, let's move on, and I'll talk to you about everything else. Okay, folks, so that's how I go ahead and I cut it out. Now, what products do I use? Out at Home Depot, you can get this HDX multi-purpose spray adhesive. I showed you in the past video, you can get patterns online, take them to any one of these copy stores, and they'll blow them up whatever size you want. Come home, cut it out with scissors, spray this on the metal, tack your overlay, your template on there, and then I would normally use, it's like an ink spray, it's Marsh, and I have black, but that wouldn't have done any good, but they also make white. I haven't ordered any yet, but I'll leave you the link below on Marsh. But I just went ahead, I had some white primer laying around, and I just shot it with white primer because it's not going to matter anyway when we're all done. The metal's going to be cleaned up and a different kind of finish put on. Now, what I use, because I get it locally out at Air Gas, and I'll leave you a link below if I can find one, I use the Radnor anti-splatter, and I spray my nozzles with them because you don't get that slag buildup. I use it a lot on my MIG welder. I started using it now with that plasma cutter. It works fine. I didn't have to stop and clean any, buildup on the inside of the tip, even while I cut out all 4 or 5 of those, those templates that we just did, and the tip still looked clean when I was done. So this is a good product. They also make nozzle dip. Couple of different ones I've used. I'll leave them in the links below. Okay, so moving on. Okay, let's talk about the cutters, which is what I needed because I can't get into some of these real tight areas. I'm going to hook this up on my air die grinder right now. It's a 1/4 inch. Let's see how they do, and I'll leave you the links, and I'll let you know if they're any good. So I'll be right back with you as soon as I have this set up. All right, folks, so I hooked it up, put it on there. I barely touched it to the metal, and it felt like it kept grabbing and jerking. And I thought, well, maybe if I just use it in one direction. No, it still kept grabbing and jerking. Try the other direction. No, grabbing and jerking. Whereas I thought you could go back and forth like a file with it. But instantly, I thought there's a problem here. I'm not sure what it is. So I stopped the video, and I took a close look at it. And I'll show you here right now. Okay, so initially would I ever recommend these? No. Am I going to send them back? Maybe. I might not bother with it. I just kind of went off, somebody's word. I mean, they'll probably work okay on wood, plastic, aluminum, and other things, or not aluminum. I've got special, cutter burrs for aluminum, but I might keep them. They might work on something else that's softer, but this was just sheet metal. This wasn't like trying to get in and grind down welds or do anything like that. And it took that piece out in a split second first time I used it. So anybody got any thoughts? Drop them below. Leave me a comment if you know of something better. I do need to find something to clean up these more, intricate areas, but I want something that it's not just like, like a grinding disc or something like that. Something that's like, carbide or tungsten or something, burrs, that can actually, clean those down very rapidly like a file. So, got any thoughts? Let me know. Otherwise, I would not buy this. If you have bought it and you've got better luck with it, or you're using it differently than me, let me know. But those are okay, so real quick before we conclude, these are the ones that I bought. I bought them off Amazon. Yes, I'm going to return them. I made up my mind. I don't want them. If they damage that easily, that quickly, I don't know what to say. I did put it in that air die grinder, and as soon as I lightly touched it, and I thought I'll start off lightly because I don't know how these bits will grab, this thing like just chomped and jerked right away. Okay. I kind of lightened up a little bit. I tried it 2 more times. I thought something was not right. That's like I said in the video. I took a look. It took that chunk out of it. To me, it says right up here in the description, okay, for all kinds of metal. I wasn't even trying it on hardened steel. I just used it on some, I think it's 18 gauge sheet metal. And if it does that kind of damage, I could imagine what it would do to hardened steel or anything like that. So no, it goes, that's it. I'm not going to go through the description and tell you anything else about it. I just think they're junk. So take a good look at the picture. Don't buy them. Those are my thoughts on that. I'm the home handyman. Too bad it was a disappointment because I thought I was going to show you some exciting product you could go buy, but not right now. Okay. It's one of those things. Not everything is a success. So Just take it in stride. All right, folks, I will see you on the next video. I hope you drop a comment or you click subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. At least use the links. Helps feed the stray cats that I feed hanging around my garage and shop area. They've gotten to be my buddies. All right, I will see you on the next video. You folks have a great day, and I'm rambling. See you later. Bye-bye.